The room doesn't have windows. It has a door. 30 centimeters of reinforced concrete, lead-lined, driven by a motor that closes with a slow, metallic sigh. Inside, a middle-aged man lies on a narrow steel-framed table beneath the head of a sleek white machine. A tiny red light glows. Beam on. In the control booth, the operator watches a green and black monitor. Patient ID, treatment field, prescribed dose. Everything ordinary. She presses enter. On the table, the man's jaw tightens. At first, it feels like warmth, then pressure, then something else. An impossible, drilling fire that starts deep in the bone. He gasps, slaps the rail, shouts for help. In the booth, the screen still reads dose within limits. A single code, MOL 54, flickers and disappears. The operator hesitates, then trusts the machine. Because if the computer insists nothing went wrong, who will believe the man locked inside the room? By 1985, radiation therapy had entered its digital age. Cobalt-60 machines, the cobalt bombs of the 1950s, had done their brutal job, curing some, burning others. Linear accelerators promised precision, their beams shaped by magnets and math. Now a new revolution arrived: software control. No more heavy levers, no more analog meters, just a keyboard and trust in the code. Trade journals called it the end of human error. Administrators called it efficiency. Manufacturers removed old safety switches, the hardware locks that physically stopped an overdose, replacing them with software lines they claimed were mathematically foolproof. Regulators approved them quickly, hospitals rushed to buy. The machines came wrapped in futuristic white panels that whispered progress. And inside every new bunker, the same ritual. The patient alone, the door sealing shut, a technician watching numbers instead of faces. Our hospital's unit, codenamed Unit 3, arrived in glossy crates from Canada. It could fire two kinds of beams, a shallow electron spray for surface tumors or a deep-cutting X-ray for organs buried in bone. On paper, switching modes was instant, just software. In reality, those modes demanded completely different hardware states. Earlier machines refused to fire until mechanical relays physically confirmed the configuration. But Unit 3 relied on timing. The computer must finish resetting before a second command begins. If an operator typed too fast, one key too soon, the system could think it was in X-ray mode when it really was in electron mode, or vice versa. The difference? Hundreds-fold energy jump. Yet the manuals were silent about race conditions. The brochure promised, hardware safeguards not necessary. Software redundancy ensures absolute safety. And so, the faith began. The console was treated like scripture, its green text infallible. No one questioned a line of code printed in Helvetica. The first complaints sounded like nerves. A woman in her 50s said she felt electricity shoot through her chest during therapy. The nurse noted, anxious temperament. Within days, her skin formed a perfect rectangle of blistered tissue, exactly the beam's shape. At another site, a man screamed mid-session. The operator heard pounding through the intercom. The printout showed a half dose. The report concluded, psychosomatic response. Weeks later, he couldn't move his legs. Patterns started whispering across hospitals. Strange burns, same machine, same dismissive notes. But the company insisted, impossible. A circular logic formed. If the computer says the dose was normal, then it must be normal. The human body was now the unreliable narrator. And still, the red light above the door kept glowing. Dr. Elias Ward, a medical physicist with a calm voice and sleepless eyes, decided to test the myth. He set up a block of phantom plastic and dosimeter film. He recreated the same keystrokes operators used in real sessions, fast, almost automatic. The film came back scorched black. Calculations showed doses hundreds times higher than prescription, concentrated in a few square centimeters. Ward froze. He reran it. Same result. He checked the printout. Still normal. He filed a confidential memo. Possible catastrophic software flaw. Machine should be suspended immediately. Weeks passed. No reply. Management worried about unnecessary panic and reputation risk. Only after fatalities in other cities and the federal investigation did the puzzle pieces align. Every incident traced back to the same design, the same removed interlocks, the same unverified code path, the same silence. When officials arrived, they found warning labels peeled, logs missing, and the door lights still wired to a signal that always reported safe. Unit 3 was shut down. The hum of its cooling fans faded, leaving only the echo of the room itself. Today, that radiation bunker is a storage closet. Fluorescent light hums over mops and oxygen tanks. But on the back wall, under layers of paint, the trefoil symbol still goes through, a faint memory of danger. In medical engineering schools, the case is legend. Students learn new vocabulary: race condition, single-point failure, Swiss cheese model. They learn that human screams are sometimes truer than machine logs. The case forced regulators to rebuild trust the slow way, through redundant sensors, mechanical locks, physical stops, double human checks, through humility. But it also revealed something darker. Hospitals and manufacturers share a weakness: faith in the infallible machine. Because admitting a software error means admitting the future itself can be wrong. When you strip medicine from empathy, you're left with instruments that don't question themselves. And in that vacuum, the patient becomes an input variable, not a voice. Stand once more at the threshold of that room. Imagine the operator's hand on the key. The light shifts, green to amber to red. Inside, silence thickens. For most, this room delivered healing energy precisely measured in grays. For a few, it delivered something else entirely. A burst of invisible power so intense that it cooked flesh faster than belief could catch up. Medicine built a room to save lives. Technology built it to eliminate error. Together they built a space where no one could hear the difference between data and suffering.
Haunting rule. When data outranks pain, the cure quietly becomes another kind of harm.